All right, everybody, welcome to All Takes Matter, man. It's your boy Skinny, aka Skinny the Pebble, aka Skinny Man, aka whatever else you want to put behind it. And Ma, what's going on, baby?
Yeah, what's going on, dog? We've been gone for a minute, man. It's time for us to give him something.
Hey, man, well, hey, we got a special guest today, man. Hey, what I'm saying, because we talking about some all-time greats right here, man. We about to bring the all-time greats, man, from this hip-hop, man, this hip-hop movement, man. Legend. I don't even want to say the word legend, man, 'cause I think it's bigger than a legend, man. I don't know what's bigger than a legend, man, but we talk about this Atlanta movement, this Atlanta music movement.
Icon, man.
Man,
Icon.
icon, perfect word, man. We got an icon today on the show, man. Man, 1/3 of the Big Facts podcast, man. Hey, leader of the heavy in the streets movement, man. One of the best DJs, man, this world has ever seen, man. DJ Scream, welcome to All Takes Matter, man.
Salute, salute. What's up, my brothers? Happy holidays to y'all.
Happy holidays
Happy
to you, Scream. Happy
holidays,
holidays
man.
to you. Now, Scream, now you being a musical icon, man, folks don't know, man, that, one of your biggest love is sports, man. Can you touch on that a little bit?
Yeah, I do. Obviously just as a fan, you know what I'm saying. But I also, like on my radio show, outside of my podcast, sometimes I talk sports and stuff like that. And we don't have some dope sports guests on Big Facts too. So, uh, I'm here, man. You know what I'm saying. Hopefully, we can have a productive and, enlightening debate and conversation today. You know what I mean?
Now, Scream, now with you being from the city, man, you being out of Atlanta, man. Now who was your favorites growing up? Football, basketball, what was your favorites growing up?
When you say favorites, you mean just like inspirations?
Inspirations, like the player you wanted to watch. So let's start off with basketball, man. Who was your guy to watch growing up?
Yeah, I mean, you know the answer to that, but
I definitely know the answer because I was stuck to watch him too. But
I ain't never witnessed. I've never witnessed anything on the basketball court like what Jordan did. I just haven't witnessed it. You know what I'm saying? That's not to knock anybody. There's some amazing basketball players, but uh, I value my athletic brands on what you do on the court. Uh, I'm real big on respect, but at the same time, I feel like on the court, it's almost like a gladiator sport. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen that man take people's souls. You know what I'm saying? Over and over again. So nobody excited me and really inspired me more than Jordan. You know the crazy thing? I'm gonna be honest. I forget this sometime because he's become such a brand. I watched the first episode of the Shaquille O'Neal documentary. I forget what is on Peacock or show one of them, right? And I have to remember that my fascination started with Jordan, but my next fascination or inspiration past that was definitely Shaquille O'Neal. You know what I'm saying? Uh, he did a lot of things that was unmatched, and we can go deeper into his legacy of what was this and what was that. But probably Jordan and Shaquille O'Neal in the '90s for me. After that, obviously Kobe, and there's a lot of other names. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of other amazing basketball players. Football in the '90s is crazy now because now I just Cowboys fans are so annoying. But in the '90s,
run that back one more time. Run that back one more time.
but in the '90s, I mean, you couldn't front on watching Emmitt Smith and Troy Aikman and Michael Irvin. Like it was a hell of a. You can't hate on it. You can't front on it. You know what I'm saying? Also watching Joe Montana and Jerry Rice. You know what I'm saying? For me, I guess in football was a lot about like the duos. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta love Joe Montana, but you gotta know that Jerry Rice was part of Joe Montana's success. I guess you can say that in basketball too. You know what I'm saying? But who was it? Yeah, Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, Brett Favre. You know what I'm saying? Just people like that, and I mean, obviously Deion Sanders. How could we forget Deion Sanders? I mean, that was just a show. A show every week. You knew he was getting the show. Whether they want laws, you're gonna get a show. You're gonna get some drip. He was the first one coming out dripping with the outfits. You know what I'm saying? Like Deion Sanders, salute to him, and I love what he's doing right now for our young brothers. But those are just some of the people. Even if you stretch it into baseball, obviously, the Braves was heavy in the '90s. So David Justices, Otis Nixons, and Maddox and Glavine, and I'm probably forgetting some people, but all those people, you know what I'm saying? Like when I was coming up, when I first started watching sports.
Marlon.
And boxing Mike Tyson.
Oh, definitely Mike. Hey, we used to be in the room, man. Mike Tyson would have a fight, man. We used to try to sneak around the corner to see what everybody was hollering about. But the fight would be over within 30 seconds, right?
Yeah.
And then also, I'm gonna tell you a name that you didn't name, Scream. And I remember being a little kid. We used to love Darryl Strawberry. I don't remember why.
But I was trying to keep it Atlanta for baseball.
Yeah.
But no, Dwight Gooden.
Yeah.
Doc Gooden, sorry. Doc Gooden and Darryl Strawberry, Jose Canseco.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, bro, listen, I used to throw my controller, man. Listen, Madden, man, my first introduction to Madden. Used to be on there ready to throw my controller and everything, man. Hey, I'm just telling you, man, just from a sports standpoint, that's how I learned it, man. Just watching and all that. Now this has been a conversation. Me and you debated this, and then Scream, we talked about this briefly, man. And it's just something because everybody has a top 10 list, right? They NBA top 10 players all time. And you got your pioneers of the game. And and I'm gonna talk about that later on about the pioneers of the game. But it's this one guy, right? That if you just close your eyes and if we read you his resume, it's impeccable. Man has an amazing resume. Amazing resume. So, Mal, I'm gonna go ahead and start with you, man, because I know you gonna have something to say about this. Now, I think I'm not gonna like what you got to say, but man, why Steph Curry not top 10 all time, man? Why he ain't top 10?
All of my rebuttals, sorry that it are sponsored by DeLeon for today. I invited you to go get them some DeLeon or Ciroc or something so we can have this productive conversation.
Everything by DeLeon today. Ma, this by DeLeon, man. What you got?
Hey, man. You know my thoughts on it. My top 10 are as follows, man. LeBron, Kareem.
Oh, this is in order or no particular order?
This is definitely in order. LeBron, Kareem, Jeffrey, Shaq, Magic, Duncan, Bird, Hakeem, Wilt, and Bill Russell. Oscar Robertson is 11. Kobe is 12. Steph, if you want to argue him 13, that's fine. He gonna have to do a lot more to get into that top 10, man. Yeah, if you look at it on paper, no, he hasn't gotten there. But I think you're going off how he makes you feel, how you think he has influenced the game, which he has. But man, if you gonna put Steph in the top 10, you got to tell me who you gonna take out and why. Because he gonna have to jump Kobe, Oscar, and one of those guys in the top 10. He gonna jump 3 guys. So tell me how he gets in front of 3 of those guys.
All right, first we got to do just a real nigga check. So do y'all go back to the big screen with everybody? You got shoes on right now, Skinny? You got some shoes on?
No, I ain't got my shoes on right now. I ain't got them on.
You got some shoes on, Mal? Some shoes?
No.
You gonna keep it real, or y'all gonna like? We gonna keep it real. We gonna scouts on.
Scouts on.
Real.
All right. So what's the last 3 pair of shoes y'all wore this week that y'all put on?
I ain't gonna tell you no story, but I haven't put on my Jordans. I can tell you that.
I don't wear Jordans. You coming to the wrong person here.
Oh, if that's where we at.
Yeah.
Where we at? I guess y'all wear.
I don't wear Jordans.
Yeah.
I wear Cole Haans, slides, and
I respect
and
the Croc.
I wear Jordans. I'd have had 2 pair of Jordans in my life, man.
I'm not gonna say that because the ones, the 11s, and the 12s are definitely in the closet. I'm not gonna sit there and count. Now they ain't as readily available. They ain't as readily available as they used to be, so I can't wear them like that. They special occasion. They special occasion shoes now.
So
today I'm screen cockering. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, screen cockering.
Well, let's stay right there though. You brought up the shoes. Why?
Well, let the defense.
Exactly.
All right. So you got some Jordans in your closet, Skinny, right?
Yeah, I got some Jordans in my closet.
You got some bronze in there?
I don't.
You don't? Okay, me either. All right. So Ma, you on the slides and the Crocs, so we can't do that.
Cole Haans, 270s. Yeah, on what Jordan?
You going
Air
for
Maxes?
You going for comfort. I love it.
Yeah.
This is my thing. I don't know when we have this conversation, there's so many different things to base top lists off of. That happens in music too. Like, what are we basing it off of? One thing that's just always going to be important to me, you know what I'm saying, is jewelry. Jewelry is just important. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know you'll say, well, Robert Horry got plenty of jewelry and this person got a bunch of jewelry. I get it. But what I'm saying is, you are the team leader and you lead your team to jewelry, and that's just important to me. You know what I'm saying? Now, we start to talk about jewelry and team leaders. We know when we're just speaking facts. We're just going to speak the facts as much as we can.
Shout out to Big Facts.
we know there ain't really nobody that led a team that got more jewelry than Jordan. We can agree with that, right?
No, we can't.
No, you got Bill Russell.
Bill Russell got 11.
Bill Russell, okay. But I'm saying, okay, we're going to add Bill Russell too, because this is all-time greats. All right. So who are the people who are the team leaders that have as much or more jewelry than Jordan?
It's only Bill Russell.
Only Bill.
Bill Russell. Okay, so that now the defense is just slowly building the case. Okay, now we got to respect numbers and stats because we have to. We get it. We understand that our man's his stats are. We can't knock that. You know what I'm saying? LeBron got the stats. He got the stats.
Kareem got the stats too.
Kareem got the stats.
Wilt got the stats too.
Wilt got the stats, and I love all of them. See, for me though, I think that it's also important to donate to the game, change the game, and influence the game. So, a lot of people don't mention Julius Erving, but it's like, why you think they still got Julius Erving on the sportscast, and he's like this iconic living legend? Because here's somebody that came in and changed the game and influenced the game. You know, shouts to Reggie Miller, shouts to Ray Allen, shouts to all of them. Man, Steph Curry is the most cold-blooded, cold-hearted shooter that we've seen in life, that we ever probably will see in our lifetime. We just have to. I'm kind of jumping all over the place. Let's get to the defense of Steph Curry because that's the topic, right? Steph Curry actually has more jewelry than Bron.
Well, now they tied. They tied.
It's
How?
4-4.
They tied. They 4-4.
How?
Remember, he lost to Toronto. He beat Bron 3 times. Bron beat him once, and then he lost to Toronto. So Curry 4-2, Bron 4-10, 4-6.
They got the same amount.
They got the same amount. Now listen.
Oh, that's 4. You know what it is, and I can't. The defense cannot validate this, but I do not count the pandemic ring. I never will.
Oh God!
It's the pandemic ring.
It's the hardest ring.
No.
Scream.
Half the league wasn't playing.
Scream. It was the end of the season. Half the league didn't have to be there.
Let me ask you this, Scream. Let me ask you this, Scream.
Oh man.
And the summer of 2016, August 2016, LeBron, Steph, and KD, were they the top 3 players in the league?
LeBron, we go into 2016. I'm trying to. Okay, so let me
That's
line up.
That's after Steph blew the 3-1.
Top 3 players in the league, right?
We gotta give that. There's a lot that goes along with that.
Two of them tag team the best player in the league.
No, hold on now. The best player in the league
was LeBron at that time.
Okay, the best player in the league
had to go against the second and third, a distant second and third, but they were second and third, and they went to go take down the King.
Are we dealing with these? Okay, listen.
Yeah.
The King, as you call him. All right.
Go.
I can't even repeat that. But the King, as you call him, right? Said he left Cleveland. Here's his legacy. And said, I'm going to Miami. And I'm not going to win 1. I'm not going to win 2. I'm not going to win 3. We're going to win 4. We're going to win all this shit, right? We saw Kawhi Leonard.
Oh man, come
Put
on.
that boy in a box night after night.
He averaged 28, 7, and 7 on Kawhi.
That's average for Bond. Don't do that.
No, Scary.
Your other guy didn't show up.
Go to YouTube. Go to YouTube when they
please don't
Kawhi,
do that.
Kawhi's
Don't
running
do
in
that.
the game.
Don't do that.
Oh man. Come on, man. Come on. Kawhi got defied as MVP because he held bro to 28.
I don't play nobody who could play real 1990s defense like Kawhi. And they lost to the Spurs. And they lost to the Mavs.
He beat the Spurs too, though. We talk about a dynasty.
They lost too. Jordan ain't lose to the Pistons.
Jordan ain't play the Spurs either. Now, Jordan did lose to the Pistons now.
How many times he won?
He only beat the Pistons once in the playoffs. The Pistons got 2 on him.
No.
And he never beat Bird.
Yeah, Bird, that was the end of Birds. That was
never won a
He didn't win a game.
Never won a game.
He didn't win a game.
Okay.
LeBron James and the Miami Heat are the only team to say I beat Greg Popovich and Tim Duncan on top of that mountain.
In the finals.
In the finals. Jordan ain't never lost.
Hey, scream.
In the finals, when it counts. In the finals, freaking fathers being murdered and gambling allegations aside and BS aside, in the finals, when it counts, Tom Brady type, when it counts in the finals, what is his record?
Oh, there y'all go.
He 4-6. Hey, Scream. You say Kawhi Leonard like my man.
4-6.
Brian 4-6.
Brian 4-6. Yeah, because Jordan ain't 4-6.
Hey, my man averaged 28, 7 bowls, 5 assists. He shot 57% from the field, 51% from 3. But Kawhi locked who up?
Against who?
Against the Spurs.
Hey, what was his assist? What was the rest of his stats?
It was only 4 because nobody else was out there hitting the shot.
Because
D Wade was over there not
doubling the whole season. Right?
hey, but Scream. But this the deal though. He leave Miami and go to 4 straight more. We ain't never seen nobody go to 8.
Go 4 more.
4 more.
In a row.
In a row. 8 in a row. Hold on.
Dealing with these.
Big facts. They say it was Kyrie.
It's way easier
to
look at the spectrum and go choose your allies and become successful. It just is. It's way harder to be Kobe, like he said, rest his soul in the retirement. You know, it's bad. It was bad. It was good. But I was a Laker from day one to day when it ended. Bron also, my personal thing, me and Bron a day apart. He's a Capricorn. I love him. I think he's a great guy. Bron changed the game of basketball for the worse, the culture of it. He changed the business for better, and I respect that. But he made it to where these young boys, yeah, man, this team ain't shit, man. I'm finna go, man. I want to go with them. And then you see the thing is, it's not even working. Everybody want to run and go to another team, and there's only one team winning.
He let guys put their own careers in their own hands. That's what he did. Instead of putting it in the owner's hands and the GMs,
the business.
He said he got these young guys saying, "Hey man, if y'all ain't gonna do right by me, get me out of here." That's what he did.
The business
is that bad for the game? Maybe.
The business of it makes sense. I get it. As a businessman, he said, you need to look out for yourself because these owners don't give a damn about you. And I respect it as a black man. If Dame Lillard decided to look at the scope and go play with whoever he wanted to play with, he'll probably get on one. He can go to Warriors, take a pay cut. He could.
And ain't nobody gonna blame him. Because everybody blamed KG for staying in a terrible Minnesota situation for 12 years.
And you know what? I can't blame no more because I want to be the old guy. So that's where we're at. But what I'm saying is,
real fast. Why KG and Ray Allen don't get that flack? I mean, they teamed up in Boston first. Why they don't get that flack?
Because they ain't LeBron.
Oh, okay.
Why
was different?
It's a simple answer.
KG was losing, getting beat up in Minnesota. Ray Allen was in a bad situation.
He make a big deal out of it and stop the world and do a special on TV and have
scream. If your network came to you and you a free agent and they want to know where you going and they said, hey, listen, Scream, we're going to broadcast this. We're going to donate to the Boys and Girls Club. We're going to give $5 million to the Scream Foundation to let us know where you're going to be next on the radio. You telling me you ain't going to do it? They couldn't have checked $5 million.
You're telling me that LeBron left the Cleveland Cavaliers for money because they would have gave him everything.
No, it ain't the money. He left because the ownership was crappy, but the reason it was on TV is because ESPN wanted to broadcast it.
He didn't leave for the money.
No, he left before. Did you not see how bad? Did you not see how bad Cleveland was? The situation.
He left for the convenience.
No, he left because he wanted to be in a better situation. The same reason KG left.
Being in a better situation. You're right.
Yeah.
It's a difference. Jordan didn't know Pippen was gonna be Pippen.
He didn't want Pippen either.
Who was Steve Kerr?
He didn't want Pippen.
Who was Paxson?
But he ended up with Dennis Rodman too.
He made them better.
He didn't make Dennis Rodman better.
The Bulls were ass.
Dennis, yeah, they was at the three of Jerry Krause. Jerry Krause made them better.
He built a whole.
Jerry Krause built it. No. Mike wanted Charles Oakley.
Now you sound like the dude on the documentary. I did this.
Hey.
Jerry Krause did that, man.
Hey,
so Skinner, you asked why does KG and Ray Allen not get the flag that LeBron is? One, the big answer is because it's LeBron, but it's because the Jeffrey tribe, the people who try to preserve Jordan's legacy as being the GOAT, they are threatened by LeBron. So they have to bring up something that says, hey, man, he had to go team up, man, to go get these rings. Man, he can't be as good as Michael Jordan.
Let me tell you
That's all that is.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about the number 6 has never been threatened by the number 4. Ever.
Oh, you remember what happened last summer? What happened last summer? No, I'm sorry, 2 summers ago. When that documentary came out.
Hey, right after Bron won that championship.
That man won the championship. What happened? Who got threatened?
Oh, Mike had to move that up 4 months sooner.
Oh, man, don't do that. Somebody was threatened.
The championship. He was like, let me show y'all something real during this pandemic.
Oh, man.
Horrible basketball. Let me show y'all something real.
Hey, Mike was going crazy, locked in this hotel room doing a final series. Bron was out there in the Disney World, locked up, getting nose swabs. Man, this man is super rich, man. He can't get a massage. He can't drive his Ferraris. Man. He down there balling. Listen, if Kawhi and Paul George win it, we wouldn't have this conversation.
Wouldn't have this conversation at all.
Athlete didn't play, man.
Hey, man.
Oh, man. But 21 teams came to the bubble.
And then you got like 4 months off to get yourself all the way back to.
But everybody got the 4 months off. It ain't like you just scream. This ain't just one person get this advantage and everybody else. The whole
propaganda, man.
It was everybody went in equal.
So dealing with the facts, you won a championship that year.
Number 4.
Dealing with the facts. Okay.
Number 4.
Finals MVP.
Number 4.
Curry is going to end up with more jury than LeBron because he has a very bigger chance of winning this year.
As the guy?
As what guy?
As the guy, he going to have more championships than LeBron.
He's still the leader.
I think
he's going to get one this year. He's going to get one in 2 years. As the guy?
LeBron ain't going to get one. LeBron and Cookie Dough Boy ain't getting it. AD will be hurt tomorrow.
There's stuff brewing out there.
AD will be hurt tomorrow. AD will be hurt tomorrow.
They got some stuff brewing, man.
Westbrook, but he's another floater. Right?
You better hope Bradley Beal don't end up out there. You better hope.
Listen, they don't got Bradley.
It's in the wind.
O'Neal. They got a wish list. He gets everybody he wants. It still don't work.
It's a different era, man. He played in the watch. Your guy Jeffrey played in the watch down era, man. We gotta compete against teams that are trying to win every year. So you got to keep building like the Joneses. You can't stay stagnant.
This is honestly where I was. When he came to LA and he had all them young boys, Jordan Clarkson and all of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just being a realist, I was like, Bron might be really about to do what he's supposed to. He got them young boys. But here's the catch. He need to build a team with them young boys and be patient. I know I'm a Capricorn too. I'm impatient. He need to build with them young boys. Look at all them young boys that left been balling and hooping. All of them.
All of them?
Not all of them, but most of them. if he would have been patient, let's go get Rondo and Carmelo. And it's just like, man, listen, man.
I agree with you. They should have stood past the bubble championship. They did the wrong thing.
They would have been them boys because, see, basketball in sports is a lot about people forget it's a team, it's chemistry. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I personally know people who played with Bron, and they're like, "Yo, it gets weird because it's
win-win-win.
It's not.
It's all about winning. It's championship or bust with LeBron. It is.
But what I'm saying is, like, leadership is about, and great iconic players, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jordan made a lot of people relevant, right? Tom Brady made a lot of people relevant. I'm not going to take that from Bron. He made a lot of people, namely on that Cavs team. He made a lot of people. He got Tristan Thompson paid and made him something that I don't think, you know what I'm saying? He really is. Oh, but the thing is now, so he ends with 4 rings, in my opinion. Amazing stats, there's a lot of people with stats. Russell Westbrook going to end up with the stats. He might end up with the most triple doubles all. Who knows, right? Like stats.
Not LeBron stats. Not LeBron stats.
LeBron stats are amazing. But again, if I don't know how I feel if I go do something, and everybody has their own life path, right? If I go do something 10 times and fail 6 and only achieve 4, I'm still happy about the 4, but there's no way I look the person in the eye and say, "Boy, you ain't never failed in that situation. What's up with you? What kind of guy are you?"
But Screen, the mountaintops ain't different. The
mountaintops
mountaintops
about
ain't
him
different.
He ain't played just 6 years though. He played 15.
What you mean?
He ain't played just 6 years. You saying because he got to the mountaintop and didn't lose, he lost before the championships 9 times.
Definitely 9.
So we'll get to just pick and choose when we care about championships and when we don't. He played a whole 9 seasons and didn't get to the finals.
Here's the defense, right?
Let's hear it.
Come on, Scream Crocken. Let's go.
Michael Jordan is a heart surgeon. LeBron is a heart surgeon. The finals is open heart surgery. Who do you want to perform open heart surgery on you?
That's the analogy?
God, dog. Hey, I want the person that can get me to the body, man. Listen, I need to get to the body 10 times.
You want the person that's 4 and 6 over the person that always has successful
but you got a guy that's just trying to heal an artery, and then you got another guy that's doing quadruple bypasses over him.
You're incorrect. We're
this
talking
is
about open heart surgery. Here are your tools. Save his life.
Listen. Jordan is playing. What's the game? Operation. You know what I'm saying? Jordan played Operation. No. Listen.
Now you're not.
Listen. No, we about to deal with big facts, right? That Laker team. You know what I'm saying? Worthy got hurt, but no, the Laker team. Hey, great team.
You're not answering my question.
He beat Portland.
Who does the open
you want a guy with the 1,000% winning percentage? I give you that.
Do you agree with that?
I agree, but it's not created equal.
So this is what I'm saying. Right now, Maul is living. You're dying.
No, it's not created equal.
No, it's not.
This guy, listen. If you take the all-time greats,
the operating room, if they say we have Dr. blah 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 blah, who's 100% effective in keeping hearts alive and keeping people alive, or we have Dr. blah 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 blah, who's 40%. Which one you want?
I want the 100% on that.
That's the end of it.
No, it's not.
That's not the end.
That's the surface.
Never went to the dance when it mattered. And I'm not going to make excuses for him because he has shit going on, just like Bron had. I get it. This man never went to the dance and was not successful.
So, but let me ask you this. I get that, right? But like when you think about Tim Duncan, what do you think about Tim Duncan?
He's one of the best of all time.
In power forward, would you have him as power forward all time?
Damn, that's tough. Tim is really the go-to power forwards, but I'm just such a Chuck fan.
I know.
I'm a Chuck fan.
Okay.
Yeah, that don't mean nothing.
All right. Then when you got Dirk as power forward all time.
Oh boy, Dirk is a killer too.
Mm-hmm.
I can't put Dirk over Tim. I would love to, but I can't put Dirk over Tim.
Okay. So let's just say if you had a top 10 list that you've seen play, I guarantee you Tim Duncan will be on there.
Mm-hmm.
Dirk Nowitzki will be on there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure KG might make that list.
Mm-mm.
Not gonna make it. Okay, Paul Pierce probably not gonna make it either. Steph is gonna make that list.
Mm-hmm.
KD is gonna make that list.
KD got more work to do.
Yeah, but he probably make that list.
He got more work to do.
Yeah,
Your man says some vital names that people forget about that I've seen play. KD got more work to do. He need to go lead that team on his own to some jury. And I love KD. He need to lead that team. But I don't care about the excuses. I don't care about the. He need to lead that team to some jury, or he just gonna be a Reggie Miller ass nigga.
So I want to know if he don't win another championship and he scores. I'm talking about Steph. I think Steph is at 20,000 points.
Mm-hmm.
So if he just scores another 5,000-6,000 points, that pushes him into the top 10.
I think he should be there now, though.
Oh, y'all basing this on he's gonna win another championship?
No, we're basing this again. Everybody bases it on different things. Mm-hmm. We're basing it on Michael Jordan, Steph Curry, and then there's LeBron James. LeBron James always had super high expectations. He was supposed to be the guy, and he's stepped up to the plate and done so, right? Steph Curry didn't have a chance. He could shoot, but his ankles, he's too little, he's too scrawny, whatever. Draft him and then see what he does, put him through the G League and see what he does. All right. We know Jordan's story as well. Steph Curry, 4 rings, Golden State Warriors, changes the dynamics of the game. I told you that's big to me. Changing the dynamics of the game and how people play the game, making people have to go watch that film and figure out how they're going to defend. Like, that's an all-time great for me. And everybody that you name, we have to give them that. These are people that we can't just go man up and play one-on-one and double team this guy. That ain't going to work. We got to really, 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 really get in this film room or we're going to get our ass bust. You see what I'm saying? So when you talk about Steph Curry, the stats will be there. He'll do the stats. He'll do this. He'll do that. But he's led, and I have to give it to him, and he's got a squad. He's led them to 4 championships. Let's snatch one away let's snatch one away with the KD. Because everybody, that's some bullshit. KD winning. Let's snatch that away. I'll make that parallel with the pandemic win, whatever. Like, you know what it is with Steph Curry? Steph Curry is Drake. Because in my industry,
hold on. Show the hat one more time, man. What we talking right now?
Steph Curry is Drake. Steph Curry is Drake. That's what it is. It's like, yeah, Drake, it doesn't matter if he sold 400 billion albums or whatever he sold. And it doesn't matter. He hasn't done enough because we don't like Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it kind of comes down to.
Hey, that was the realest shit I'd heard, man. That's the realest shit I'd heard right there, man. Steph Curry is Drake.
What has Steph Curry not done? The same thing LeBron hasn't done. Sold some shoes. That's it. They can't sell shoes because their shoes aren't good.
Let me go here because I see where you're going with this. If Michael Jordan, let me say I want to put this. I think Michael Jordan is looked at as the greatest because of how it looks. I think the only reason Skinner is arguing for Steph Curry right now is because how it looks. People don't want Bill Russell to be the greatest all time. They don't want Wilt or Kareem because they're centers and one, they can't be 7 foot. But once they saw, like you said, when you was growing up, you wanted to be like Mike because you saw that guy, charisma flying through the air, all that. You liked how it looked, and because he lived up to it, and he got 6 for 6, and he got 5 MVPs, y'all like the way it looks. Y'all don't want a center. Y'all don't want a guy that looks like Karl Malone and is more powerful than everybody. That's stronger, faster, can jump higher than everybody to be the greatest of all time. You want a guy that looks more like y'all, us, to be the GOAT, because y'all can familiarize yourself with him.
Hey, the Michael Jordan conversation is this. You simply don't, right? Unless you dedicate not even your mind and body, your whole soul to a sport. You don't three-peat. It just doesn't happen. You don't three-peat. He did it twice. Then Kobe came and did it.
Shaq did it.
Kobe did what?
Shaq did it. Bron got a back-to-back in Miami.
Oh,
He beat KD. He beat KD, Russ, and James Harden all on the same team.
He got a back-to-back in Miami, you sure?
Yeah, remember he lost to Dirk, then he beat OKC.
He lost to the Spurs, too.
Then remember he beat OKC, beat the Spurs, then he lost to the Spurs, the last one in Miami.
Okay. Well, cool. Maybe my brain, but
he got a back-to-back. But Shaq got a three-peat.
Shaq and Kobe.
Yeah, but Shaq was the leader of that team.
Shaq and Kobe.
Listen, Jordan three-peated twice.
Okay. So let me ask you this, Scream. Out of all the all-time greats we talk about, right? I think Bill Russell played in 12 finals. He's 11-1.
Mm-hmm. I think he played in 13.
13 lost 2. All right. I think Wilt played in about 7 of them. Jerry West played in 10. Magic played in 9.
Mm-hmm.
Kareem, I think Kareem played in 8 or 9.
I think Kareem played in 12.
12, okay. I'm giving him about 8 or 9, but let's say 12. Jordan being as great as he is, man, how come he only went to 6 finals?
It's crazy.
All the other all-time greats have been to more than even Kobe went to 7.
There's nobody who, bro, you don't get credit for going to the grocery store 20 times to complete your order. You don't get credit because
Kareem went to 10.
I went to the grocery store 30 times to get this.
Yeah, chicken. But I mean, when Jordan got there, he wasn't playing the best of the best.
If Tim Duncan, if Ray Allen doesn't hit that shot in 13, and Tim Duncan wins that one, and he wins in 14, and he's 6 and 6.
LeBron don't block Iguodala from the backboard.
I got you. But hold on, listen, hear me out now. If Tim Duncan is 6 for 6 right now, this goes back to my point. Nobody would be arguing Tim Duncan is greatest of all time because they don't like the way Tim Duncan plays. If he's 6 for 6, that goes out the window for Michael Jordan.
That's a very good point.
Goes out the window. Nobody will be arguing Tim Duncan greatest of all time.
Being a great is protecting your legacy, right? And not just obviously what Jordan did on the court, phenomenal, unmatched in my opinion. Of course, off of the court. Mm-hmm. This is what I was getting to earlier. It's gonna sound like some bullshit, bro. A big part of his legacy is these damn shoes, bro.
Oh man, That's the biggest.
That's the biggest
part. That's not the biggest part. You don't go buy shoes for people who lose.
But that's the thing. But we was buying them. But we was buying them when he wasn't winning.
He wasn't winning.
When were we buying them when he wasn't winning?
Screaming. All the 80s. Screaming. We had the Jordans when we was younger.
You know why?
He wasn't winning. We were singing the song.
Here's another moment of legacy.
You want to be like Mike without no
I'm Michael Jordan.
Uh-huh.
And I play basketball. Mm-hmm. And I'm a competitor. You see it. I play cards on the plane and everything. I got a problem with competition. I got a problem so much with competition that, yes, I'm above it, but I'll go do the slam dunk contest. That's why people bought the shoes.
But let's talk about that.
LeBron. Oh no, I'm not gonna do it because I'm the king. The king will never.
Hey, but scream.
Slam dunk contest.
Now you know this. Now you know this, and this is a guy that I love. You know I love this guy, Dominique Wilkins, man. And we go to the slam.
About that. See, you bring it.
But I'm just saying. But we talk about the slam dunk contest. Scream. What guy you know do the same dunk 3 times in one contest?
Bro.
But then he do this dunk before he missed on the last dunk. He jumped from the free throw.
Do the slam dunk contest.
I'm just saying, the man, they gave that man that from that slam dunk contest. Everything else is history. The man missed the first dunk from the free throw line.
Who you talking about?
Jordan.
People miss dunks.
Who have you seen? Scream. Who have you seen miss a dunk and do the dunk the second time and get a 50?
LeBron do it. Did he?
He didn't have to do it.
Did he show up?
He didn't have to.
Why?
Oh, we talking about the slam dunk contest?
Who died and made him king?
Get him. He did his king.
Nobody died. It was placed upon him. He is the chosen one.
It was chosen one. Him conveniently.
And the NBA game was given to Mike, man. They gave Mike a slam dunk. Listen, Nike by accident made the NBA super relevant, man. We know this.
Go out there and dunk from the free throw line, both of y'all. And I got a cash shirt ready. A real.
I've seen LeBron.
You got 911 on. You got 911 on speed dial too.
I've seen LeBron do it in a game. Seen him do it in a game.
Do it when it count, which is that. I ain't seen
it. Put 2 points on the board in a real game. That counted.
No.
In a playoff game and that.
The LeBron thing. The thing with the LeBron thing is, no one could take away from his reign and what he's done. But there's a glitch into it, and that glitch is Steph Curry, and he knows it.
Who know it?
Glitch. LeBron knows
you
it.
think LeBron is
That's why
taught by Steph Curry?
I would love to play with Steph Curry because it would be so convenient.
So you think he's threatened by KD and Carmelo and Joe
what's
Johnson?
He knows what's up with KD.
He said that about a lot of people.
He also knows he also knows that realistically, like KD is not the leader that none of these people are. And I love KD. I'm not talking down, but it's like KD is not the leader that none of these people are. So I'm not surprised if KD doesn't ever win another ring. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because again, in patience, and I know that financially it might not have worked. In patience, really supposed to be Russ, Harden, KD. That's all you needed. Then we wouldn't even have all this Golden State Warrior talk.
I mean, they blew a 3-1. They blew a 3-1 against Steph.
You're right, and it happens. That don't mean you go. So if we team and we down and we going for the win, and then we blow it, we can either go at each other and blame each other for what, or we can go back and go harder. That's what the Bulls did.
I mean, that was a nice, the leadership thing is a nice segue to the next topic because we need to talk about this AI thing, Scanner.
Hey man,
I don't get why you so high on AI. AI is a Hall of Famer, top 75 guy, but he is not an all-time great, man.
I ain't gonna tell you no story now. When you said that hurt my heart. You know,
if you look deep into it, it's hard to put. We love to. It's hard to put AI like in the top 10. He didn't really get to see his full career.
He ain't got him top 30.
Oh, so Scream. This is my thing.
Yeah,
like
being 30,
like being an all-time great. To me, you have to be in the conversation of being a top 30 guy. Like that's like top 5 shooting guard, top 7, 8 center, top 6 power forward. You got to be like top of the top. Now, top 10 and all-time great, like top 10 is something else. But like an all-time great, AI ain't that.
But
AI for
five shooting guards.
Well, listen,
there are at least 5 ahead of him.
No.
You know what? The thing is,
yeah, he's 5, man.
I can't debate that because I have to stand on what I've been talking about, which is the jury.
Mm-hmm.
But I just got to throw some names out there and just see how you feel about them.
That's it.
How you feel about Sean Kemp?
Sean Kemp is not a top 75 guy.
I'm not saying it has to be a great. How do you feel?
I love Sean Kemp.
He was entertaining.
Sean Kemp did not live up to. He was a very good basketball player.
Great in-game dunker.
Not a Hall of Famer. Right below a Hall of Famer.
Okay, how you feel about Karl Malone?
If it wasn't for Jury, the greatest power forward ever.
Yeah, he on my list, he's the 4th greatest power forward ever.
Do the jury.
Oh, if he had five championships like Tim Duncan,
he number
he'd be
one.
top 5. Yeah, he'd be top 5 player
ever.
So we get no jury
matters.
That's the thing with AI. Like if we start talking about the most influential basketball players ever, it changes, and some of these people who are GOATs might not be most influential because you have to bring in Dr. J, you have to bring in Allen Iverson, you have to bring in Jordan, you have to bring in certain people. If you talk about most influential ever, Iverson hands down be the most influential ever. He brought a whole new move to the game. I only seen two moves brought to the game, which is the Euro step and the crossover. That's the only time I've seen a whole new move come to the game. Me personally, with my eyes.
The wide crossover. Yeah. Tim had the tight one, the UTEP two-step. People
had
don't
the
really
ugly slow one too, man.
Yeah, Isaiah Thomas had that same thing. I guess it was a Chicago deal. But back to what you're saying, like I think Steve Nash is an all-time great. He ain't got no rings. Off the top of my head, I'm trying to think of some more, but like the rings is a thing, but it's also what you do out there on the court. Like how you influence a game, like individually. If he wasn't scoring, he wasn't doing nothing for you. He was shooting up all the balls. What's up?
I mean, you talking about a guy that averaged 27 on his career and 6 assists? You can't
Yeah,
name
he changed. He changed. Now
6
listen,
assists a night.
he changed the way people play defense.
6 assists a night, Mom.
He changed the way people play defense.
You ain't
Again.
getting a guy that's having to score 20 and still give you 6 assists.
He ain't D Wade. He ain't Jerry West. He ain't
Why
James
is not
Harden.
D Wade never been an MVP?
And he's still not a better player than D Wade.
Yeah, if I had Shaq, Antoine Walker, White Chocolate, Gary Payton, Alonzo Moore, and everybody else. Then if I had LeBron,
I ain't talking about the championship. If D Wade don't win that championship in 06, he's still better than Allen Iverson.
Based on what?
James Harden don't have a championship.
But you know
he's
what?
better than him.
He ain't got the numbers that AI got.
No, James Harden is not.
James Harden is better than AI.
Based on what?
Your eyes for what?
No, man, no.
Your eyes.
No.
James Harden.
James Harden.
James Harden is special.
He's the most.
AI is special.
AI was very good.
No, AI
Hall
was
of Famer.
special.
Okay.
He was special. Let me tell
He
you,
was special, but it couldn't influence winning.
This is a very good thing for people to learn from. AI and how his full legacy came together was not protected because of some of his decisions or just life.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So it's hard for me to argue for him, even though like personally he's a great guy and he's on my personal list. I have a personal list that's just some bullshit, but then I have the real list if I'm like, okay, if I could cast my vote.
AI influenced a lot of people, and he made you feel some kind of way, which makes sense. A lot of people hold AI in high.
You said it like he wasn't a good basketball.
No, all I'm saying is there are tiers to this thing. Everybody can't be an all-time great. Everybody in the Hall of Fame ain't created equal. Everybody in that top 75 ain't created equal.
Yeah, but
AI ain't in that all-time great. That's all I'm saying.
But when you talk about them all-time greats,
everybody can't go skin.
Like Scream talk about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most of these all-time greats are a part of duos or trios. I don't care how you put it.
Steve Nash ain't.
Steve Nash ain't did what AI did. Steve Nash never made to a finals. Hey, Steve Nash, the Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd ring. Who? Hey, what Jason Kidd got his ring next to? What Jason Kidd got his ring next to?
Don't nobody care about that ring. He was still a better player.
No.
He went to back-to-back finals as the guy.
He did. And look, and AI by himself ended up having to knock him off, knock Reggie Miller off. The man got 4 scoring titles, man. The man got 4 of them.
He ain't better than Jason Kidd.
The man. Hey, I don't care.
Is AI in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, he in the Hall of Fame. He went in with Shaq and Yao. But when you look at it, like offensively, he never played with somebody else offensively that could help him. And you say it's his fault. I don't believe so. No, if you take the 5 rings, look, for real, if we could just be completely honest here, right? Let's be completely honest, Mal. And we're going to put the jury to the side for a minute, right?
You can't put the jury to
the side. No, I'm saying just for a quick second. What's the difference between AI and Kobe?
AI and Kobe?
Yeah.
Kobe's just a better player.
No, I mean they both had attitude problem per se. Both of them was quote unquote selfish guys. Both of them ran their coaches away, right? One just so happened to have Shaq. One was so happened to be in LA, and the other one just so happened to be in Philadelphia. It's no difference. If like I told you, Scream, and I say this wholeheartedly.
I forgot you had this.
If we did the 96 draft over again.
Oh man!
Allen Iverson would still go number 1.
It would be right. People be wrong in the draft all the time.
I'm saying, but AI would still be number 1.
Scream.
Hold on, Scream.
He leaving out the best part of this. He leaving out the best part.
Scream. This the guy right here that gave Jordan, your GOAT. He gave Jordan 40 as a rookie.
Oh, that happened any given night.
This guy gave Jordan 40 as a rookie.
No, he ain't got to the best part.
Let me tell you the difference between the Mamba.
Oh man!
You got the Mamba and you got the question.
Okay? Oh man!
Okay.
Hey, he sold shoes too. Hey, I had us wearing Reeboks.
He was the question, and for a while he was the answer. Iverson did not bounce back from his adversity like Kobe did.
I agree.
When Mamba came back after the allegations and the injuries and all this other stuff, and he became a whole nother human being. That's what I'm saying. part of this all-time great shit, and I noticed that I dedicated myself to music. At one point, I dedicated everything I had to it. Kobe dedicated everything to it. Everything he had to it. You don't get there without going above. Like, he dedicated everything. Allen Iverson still kind of wanted to do some other shit. Yeah, I want to be Allen Iverson, man. I got to make sure my braids tight.
Yeah.
When you out there and you're a hooper, you go out there like Kevin Durant. I don't care if my hair is nappy. I don't care if my breath stink. I came to play basketball.
Let me ask you this, Screen. I'm not a big music guy, but would you say T.I. is a great rapper? Has had a great career?
Yes, I would.
Would you call him an all-time great rapper?
I would have to call T.I. all-time great based on if you look at
T.I.'s all-time
greats, he's up there top 3, 2, 3, 2, 3.
Oh,
T.I.'s all-time great.
Saying.
Okay. So we're coming from two different perspectives.
And he has done a great job of bouncing back from his adversity. That is a very big part of being great. If Tom Brady wins this Super Bowl in the midst of a divorce and all, it's like, man, talk. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all just hating. If this man, we don't rule him out, he old, he divorced, he lost his wife. If he comes back and wins the Super Bowl this year, as much as I may, I'm a Peyton Manning guy. You know this. I don't want to hear it.
Hey, Tom Brady ain't gonna make the playoffs this year. Well, he might in that division.
Hey, cool.
No, man. I just, again.
Look at this. Look at this. Michael Jordan, we'll throw Michael Jordan in there. Michael Jordan, whatever, loses some, wins 3 straight, loses his father, all this other stuff, disappears, baseball, does all this crazy shit. He bounced back from his adversity. Kobe Bryant bounced back from his adversity. I don't think like the Spurs, because they don't put their shit out there, but I don't think like the Spurs had to bounce back from their adversity. But you do have to give like anybody that like repeats in a championship. Think about what that means. Repeating in a championship means that you're on top of your game for about 720 days straight. That's what that means. You don't have as much time to get prepared for the next season as the next people because they're preparing while you're kind of enjoying the fact that you won a championship.
Yeah.
You got to do that. And if you repeat it, that means for 1,000+ days of your life, you was on point. 1,000 days consistently, like on some military shit. You didn't fall short damn near no days because that's the only way to repeat. So I think that people don't give enough credit to like, it's kind of like bonus points. Like, all right, you're a great player, you're MVP, and you're this and you're that. But then you repeat, boom, boom, bonus points. Then you repeat, boom, 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 bonus points. And goodness, if somebody ever quadruples, shh. So I'm saying, like, I think that it's important to, as much as I talk trash about Bron and leaving teams, it is a big milestone to be able to go and adjust and go into a new system and win. It is. I have to give him credit for that. As much as that's not the basketball that I came from. I watched Larry Bird play for the same team, but the business of it changed, and he changed the game. I have to get it to him.
To your point, if you win, you have a little less time. Well, you have a lot less time than a lot of teams that didn't win the championship or even get to the championship. That man got to the finals 8 consecutive times. Had a short off season, 8 straight seasons.
He is. When everybody says the king, whatever, right? But he is probably he is the king of the Eastern Conference forever. He dominated and he literally pooped. He disrespected.
Hold on. I got to get the close up on that. Say that one more time, man. Hold on. He's what? LeBron is what?
King of the Eastern Conference forever.
Man.
Like, even with him not being in the Eastern Conference, he's still the king of the Eastern Conference.
Man.
Yeah.
The truth.
So
he dominated the conference. Tom Brady dominated the AFC. Nobody dominates that West, bro. It don't happen. Who dominates the West?
All right, Tim Duncan did.
The West is different. Don't nobody just go run the West.
Well, only 3 teams. It was only 3 teams out the West for a long time. Think about it. You go back from the 80s. You had Lakers, Houston, Portland.
The whole.
That was the whole 80s right there, right?
Whole 80s.
Then you go to the 90s. It was Lakers,
Jazz,
Portland, Houston. Then you add the Jazz in.
Yeah.
Then you introduce San Antonio.
What was that? No, that was 2000.
Then you go San Antonio. Then you go to Lakers, San Antonio.
The Lakers are the dominating.
Yeah.
Again, the Lakers are the dominating force based on.
Oh, we got to add Phoenix in there. So we got 2 Phoenix occurrences. You got Dallas.
Okay.
Phoenix ain't in there in the 2000s.
Teams.
No, 93. I missed them in the 90s.
Oh, I thought you went to the 2000s. Okay.
Nobody. You're naming teams. There's no person that dominated the West for a dime for 10 years straight.
Magic Johnson went 9 years.
9 out of 12.
I mean, 9 out of 12.
Then, but I'm speaking a little more
recent.
Yeah, I mean, if Magic, I know,
and his career got cut short. So
yeah, I'm about to say if Magic stays around, like I think that's something that we missed out on was the we finally was about to get that Magic Jordan rivalry, and I think we missed out on that. I think that's something that we really, really missed because, and there's no knock to Jordan, but we never had a Jordan rivalry like we had the Detroit deal. Think about it. We go from 88, Kareem retired. I think Dr. J retires like in 87. Kareem retires in 88.
If Shaq in Orlando is a different story, but
Shaq in Orlando is a different story. But then you lose Magic in 91, you lose Bird in 92, but then you lose damn Jordan in 93. Like all the all-time greats of that era was gone within 5 years. Then you got Shaq in this deal.
You can't put anything on like.
But Jordan never had Jordan best rivalries in the 80s. There wasn't no rivalry in the 90s.
Jordan, when Jordan
because the show wasn't Reggie Miller.
It wasn't Reggie Miller.
Right. Well, no, when Jordan ascended to the top of his game.
Did he ascend?
He did ascend.
The floor got laid down to
him. You're comparing cookie cutter. You can't even hand check in the NBA right now. You comparing Bill Laimbeer and going to that paint and getting literally your spleen damaged to the defense of the modern day basketball. You can't compare the two. People went to the paint. People went and played the Pistons and prayed before. Like, I hope I make it out of here. I want to beat nobody up. Please. You can't compare, boy. If you went down there and you played against the Pistons, that's why the Isaiah Jordan thing is real. That was a rivalry. Y'all don't want to say it, but that was a real.
But Isaiah won the rivalry.
How?
If I beat you, Scream, more times than you beat me, who wins the rivalry?
Bro, you didn't make it back to the dance. I'm here waiting on you.
You listen. I won the East more times than you did when we was a thing.
You had no jury.
I got my 2 juries.
Had enough.
Hey! I swept somebody in the finals. You ain't sweep nobody.
Oh man,
2 rings.
Hey, but by that time I'm done.
This is my job.
I retired.
Me and you are rivals, right?
Uh-huh.
My job is to show up and be there.
Uh-huh.
I'm here. How we let all these other teams here? Why you ain't here?
Yeah, but I beat you. Then it was just your turn next. I beat you when we was up and up. I was killing you, Scream. I was killing you.
The boys were soft.
Detroit was whipping them boys' knees. Listen. Detroit did Mike a favor. Detroit said, Mike, we know you ain't beat Boston one time. Not even a game, Mike. You scored 63 and you still lost. We gonna go ahead and knock Boston off. And we about to be the top dogs in the East. Then we're going to start beat you. We're going to beat you down.
I want to talk about 92, 93, 94.
Detroit was done. Isaiah was gone.
That ain't got nothing to do with me, bro. I'm here.
I'm gone now. I'm gone.
Here.
The guys that was busting your head are gone.
If you at one music fest out and DJ my set, man, you can't say you killed me in the back. I never DJ my set. I'm gone.
No matter, I'm here.
Hey,
well, I'm here.
You were just born first, man. That's all. You was born for. Hey, some people was born before then, man. You can't help when you were born.
You're insinuating the delusion.
Hey, man. Man.
We could even talk about Isaiah Thomas in the same conversation with Michael Jordan.
But Isaiah gonna tell you he don't look at Mike that same way because he can say I beat him
because they ops. And if you got an op, you ain't never gonna look at your op that way, no matter what. If you had a real live op that they don't like each other, they would fight.
Yeah, I mean, I think they would fight. I mean, Isaiah feel a certain type of way because he's in Chicago.
Who more the op though? Who more the op? Jeffrey or Zeke? Come on.
Jeffrey don't like Zeke, man.
There's only one out here. Come on.
Y'all lost the game and walked off and didn't shake our hand. That's it.
Because he's busting your head, you got mad. Come on, man.
Hey, man.
No, he's busting your head. You don't want him on the dream team. Come
on, man. Isaiah, come on, man.
Look, that's just how it go. Like that's like that. That's that Jay-Z, man. Hey, man, you an op, bro. What?
Oh
Hey, man,
man,
y'all hate. I'm just saying, man. Look,
I'm
hey,
saying
that's his
it's either him
opponent,
or me.
man.
That's powerful.
That's his
hey, man.
opponent.
It's him or
Hey,
me.
well, I'm just saying, y'all can't be an op and keep AI off this deal, man. AI,
Hey
man, what
man,
the best? Hey, man.
I'm finna run them down, man.
Okay.
Look, if you can't be, so we're starting point guard:
Uh-huh.
Magic, Zeke,
Okay.
Steph, Kidd, Stockton, Nash, CP3. I'm missing.
Mm-hmm.
Oscar Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
All those guys, point guards, can be argued top 30 guys. Two guards: Jordan,
Mm-hmm.
Kobe, James Harden, D Wade.
You got Harden ahead of. You got hold on. You got Harden ahead of AI. Time out. Time out.
James Harden
Time
can
out.
be
Oh, bro.
Time out.
can be
I
argued
know
a
somewhere.
top
I know
30
somewhere in
guy.
your family lineage she's related to you, but no, bro. I can't.
James
James Harden
I can't let
is
that.
not ahead of
Come on.
AI. Based on what?
Like you saw him play. Dog, the man has led the league in scoring.
AI has
Yeah,
two.
bro.
He ain't led the league in assists. Stop. This ain't the same
The
thing.
man ain't got no
This
jury.
man
The
is
man ain't
a-
even got close to getting no jury. He ain't even went to the
Ain't
jail.
been close.
No
I
jury.
ain't been close.
He
He
got
ain't
to a
even been
game
signed
7
for the ring.
in the Western Conference Finals.
Hey, he
got
ain't
there.
even the kid. Hey, AI averaged 40 on Shaq and Kobe.
This man averaged. He was number 2 in MVP voting 4 years in a row. James Harden is something y'all ain't never seen before.
AI
Let's
was
not
something we
act
ain't
like-
never seen before.
I seen Isaiah Thomas.
You
I
ain't see
seen that.
AI?
I ain't see. Hey, I
James
seen
Harden.
AI. What you mean?
Man, you talking about, man, you
James
hating on
Harden.
it. James
James
Harden ain't in
Harden.
front of AI,
No,
man.
no,
Let
this
me ask
is
you
this
this.
is
Let me
where
ask
we
you
at.
this.
And this is
Who's a better? And I ask you this too, Scream. Who's a
God
better
damn.
player, Allen Iverson or Tracy McGrady? Who's a better player?
That's a great question.
It ain't a great question. It ain't
It
at all.
is.
Because if Skinny want to be truthful,
I'm gonna
right
take
now,
the skill. I'm gonna take the skill set of Tracy McGrady. But
you
give me
damn
AI.
right you is. He
But
got
give me
two-
AI. It's something. But
Why?
Scream. But
Why?
Scream. But tell him.
Why?
But tell him right here,
Why?
Scream. And this is life, man. He don't see. Maul don't understand this, right? He don't understand it. But it's something about having heart and being there for your team when it's time. That man Tracy. Hey, Tracy's a dog. Tracy's one of my favorite players.
All you give me is
Tracy
scoring
wasn't there,
title.
Maul. He
Tracy
wasn't
got
there.
that.
You
Tracy
talking about a
got
guy
that.
that ain't win a playoff series, Maul?
That's fine. Tracy was there too. He got
Tracy
all the
was
scoring
hurt.
titles.
He was losing first round.
He got scoring titles just like your guy.
Man, hey, my guy was scoring and he took his
Because
team.
your guy went to the finals
Back-
one
That
year.
means something. Winning means something, Maul.
One time. Come on.
Back to James be at the strip club Harden.
Yep.
In my personal book,
Mhm.
I'm not gonna give you like I get it's an art to it and it's a new thing, but that man is the master of flopping and getting to the line. And that just and,
That sound like ball.
and I'm just saying like that ain't like I'm like I can't do the James Harden, bro. I just can't.
So you want a guy like AI to go in there and just get hit and fall over
If AI was officiated today, Maul AI probably averaged 40.
Who cares?
James
We saw
Harden.
him play. You can't
James Harden.
retroactively put him today.
James Harden is one of the worst stories when it comes to postseason play. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't know how to get. He hasn't been signed for the ring.
Hey, who the
Even
second
call
who
him
the
to
second
be
who
like,
the second out? Who the
James
second
Harden
all-time leading scorer in playoff history though, Maul?
It's AI.
Man, I'm telling you, the man show up. He doesn't have a team. He
James
have a number
Harden,
two.
I'm just here to
What
tell
he
you.
shooting? What he shooting in the
I
playoffs?
don't know if you can type it and
He
put
might
it.
shoot 41%, but it's okay.
James Harden ain't it.
Don't
I'm
give
just
me them points, man. To be out there just shoot up all the balls,
Man, he getting fouled,
Come on.
man. Look at all them times he was getting knocked down and one. Listen, AI would have had about 100 flagrant twos, man. That man was out there trying to dunk on folks, getting clothesline.
Because James Harden out here.
What I'm saying is their sports legacy may be somewhat, if you talk about getting close to jury, it may let's just say it's somewhat equal. But after that, ain't nobody out there on the hooping. I'm trying to be like James Harden, bro. He influences me. No,
See,
bro.
there we go. There we go.
Ma, but I'm just saying, Ma, you're not gonna name like shooting guards is. Are we talking about greatness of shooting guards? It's mainly new on the list. It was centers, you know what I'm saying, power forwards, shooting guards. You can't tell me, man.
And AI ain't on it.
AI is top 5 shooting guard, man. You can go. Listen,
I wish Pops was on here right now. Why is AI better than George Gervin?
Winning.
Winning what?
Hey, he was winning. The man,
Say what?
the man was out there getting it
Oh, that's
done, man.
wild, boy.
Man, let me call
That's a wild
Pops, man.
statement.
Man, you can get Pops on here, man. Pops already know, man.
Tripping.
Come on, man. That man AI was getting everything he had, man. He was getting everything he had. You acting like AI.
So why are you giving him points for showing heart though? Why,
No, we're not
at
giving
some
points.
point,
We're
we're
saying that some of the people that you name above him is great company. You know what I'm saying? It's great company.
So y'all think he's better than D Wade too? You think he's better than D Wade?
He gonna have D Wade gonna have the jury.
Do you think he's a better basketball player than D Wade?
I would take Allen Iverson over D Wade if I had the choice.
You know another thing. You know another thing I will get, because I'm trying to be fair about this. I do think that some of these people are better, and it's not just about assists. I do think that some of these people are better team play, like
teammates.
Dwayne Wade is the ultimate teammate player.
Yeah.
Like you want him on that floor because he gonna stretch the ball. He gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like he's the perfect balance. Like Allen Iverson. Let me tell you what happens. If Russell Westbrook doesn't see his career through, Russell Westbrook and Allen Iverson are very synonymous in their brands. Very synonymous. Not necessarily people, you know, that they're assets to the team. They're going to come, they're going to hoop, they're going to do this in the third. But at the end of the day, you hoping that the coach will be able to make Westbrook do right. Because you're not going to tell somebody whose nickname is the question and the answer what to do. You're not going to tell me what to do. I'm the question and the answer. Practice.
Hey, man, so AI's rookie year, he had
Westbrook is a freaking, I love him, but he's a freaking, he belongs in the N1 league, bro. Like
AI had Jared Stackhouse as a rookie. Stackhouse averaged 20.
Where I averaged 23, right?
I don't know, something like that. But that next year he was gone. You want to know why? You know why, Skinner. Why
I don't know why he left, man. Why Jared left? AI ain't push him out.
Ain't nobody trying to deal with that, bro.
AI ain't push him out. Hey, Mom.
Ain't nobody trying to deal with a little bitty guard shoot up all the balls.
Hey, man, Brad Greenberg had to make a decision, man, based on what was going on.
Imagine if you're doing this podcast with your man and you can't never, every time you try to talk,
Exactly.
Green.
Hey, man, let's get it. 3 years later, let's get it.
I'm going to do another podcast somewhere else because
Stackhouse is averaging 30 2 years later in Detroit.
And AI, listen, and 3 years later, Allen Iverson winning MVPs.
In my mind, Stackhouse and Iverson playing together was scary, but I never thought, even I was younger and didn't understand it completely. Then I was like, that's who?
But that's AI not being able to play point guard, not being able to play with another guy. That's all it is.
Who's the leader here? You gotta have a leader.
Hey man, Billy King didn't do his best job.
Billy King, hey man, why you blaming everybody else?
I'm just saying, Billy King had to get some guys. He said, "Hey, I'm gonna go ahead."
Who is the common denominator here? You talking about Billy Knight? You talking about Larry Brown, Jared Stackhouse, even Melo in Denver? Who is the common denominator?
All I'm saying is, Ma, you're not gonna name 5 shooting guards.
I already did.
No, James Harden. We ain't giving you James. We call the ant on James Harden. You got Michael Jordan, you got Kobe, you got D Wade. Number 4 is Allen Iverson.
Jared West is better than AI.
I mean, if you want to put Jared West, I consider Jared more of a point guard than shooting guard.
Man, you don't consider him nothing but a shooting guard. Stop, man.
Man, Jared West point guard, man. They got Jared. Man, listen, Jared West played more years at point guard, man. They got Jared at point guard.
Shooting guard. Now, we can go poll whoever you want.
They got Jared, man. Jared played most seasons at point guard.
More people gonna have James Harden than AI.
No way.
No way.
No.
Again, we understand that that's your third cousin.
Okay, I got you.
You got to do it right by your third.
Jared West, I'm getting Jared West the point guard.
Okay, I got you. So we're gonna go to small forward. LeBron, KD, Bird, Dr. J, Elgin Baylor, Rick Barry. Who am I missing? I ain't missing nobody. We got 6 now. Can be argued top 30 all the time. Power forward. You got the 5. You know the 5. Dirk, Darkin, KG, Barkley, Malone. And I think you got Giannis and Bob Pettit in there. They can be argued top 30. Even Giannis right now.
We got to stop. Like
even Giannis.
People got to finish. They got to finish their journey. Like we can't. Giannis and KD and them. It ain't. They got more work to do, bro.
But KD is already a top 20 guy. KD is a top 20 guy right now.
20 of all time.
Kevin Durant is a top 20 guy already. Yeah, he's done enough. Go look at what Giannis has done. You can I ain't saying he is, but I think you can put a real argument together. He's a top 30 player. He's accomplished. He has had a career that has gotten him in the conversation for top 30. I just say has got him in the conversation.
Okay,
if he ain't top 30, he ain't. But you could argue it.
A big part of that is he got his jury, and he led his team to that jury.
Yep.
But KD got.
They got 2 MVPs and a defensive player of the year.
He didn't lead that team to that jury. He didn't lead them to the jury.
Who didn't?
KD.
Did not.
Oh, KD. Oh, I thought you were talking about Giannis. Okay.
Oh, yeah, Giannis. KD got. If KD wins with Brooklyn, which is not gonna happen, but if KD wins with Brooklyn, it changes the narrative of a lot of things. I personally think he's finna get out of there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that'd be big for him if he can lead a team to a championship. But like you said earlier, he's not the leader guy. But he can very well be the best team on the championship team. But if he has the right squad around him, yeah, he can be the best team on the champion.
That's all. I mean, that's all you can really ask for. Like,
yeah, that's what he's missing. He is missing being the guy on the champion. If he had that, I don't think you can put Steph ahead of that man.
So this a bonus topic, right? If homie don't get injured, what do you think the legacy of D Rose is if he stays healthy? How y'all feel about D Rose?
Similar to AI.
What?
Yeah, he's not an all-time great.
Well, no, he can't be. He didn't stay healthy enough to be honest.
But I'm saying, if we're projecting, and he was the youngest MVP ever, and if we're projecting, I think he'd have won a lot of games. He'd have won more in the playoffs because of his coaching. You know, having Thibodeau, they would have won more in the playoffs. I don't think they won a championship, but even his MVP though, his MVP is flawed, man. It should have been his. There's reasons why he won an MVP, but I think he'll be on the AI trajectory. He wouldn't have, won the scoring titles, but he'd have been a great player, started in a bunch of All-Star games, been popular like AI, and he'd have been a Hall of Famer and all that, but he wouldn't have been an all-time great. He'd have been like AI in my estimation.
I think Derrick Rose would have brought the excitement, the things that he was doing, being a smaller guy, high flyer, the Ja Morant type of deal that we're seeing now today. The problem that Chicago would have ran up against, which they end up running up against, was LeBron James. And
that's why I was getting it. Like he was the only potential with him and Noah was there and the other guy. Mm-hmm. That team.
Jimmy Butler was young,
yeah. That was the threat in the East, but the East.
Man, but you can't. I mean, people always say the East was bad. I still disagree with that.
Who was in the East?
So this is what people forget. So let's rewind it back. Don't forget about it. So when Bron was first coming out, it was Detroit.
Let's do post Cavaliers. Let's do
post Cavaliers. So you still had
like
Boston.
Post 09 you talking about?
So you still had Boston. You had Chicago.
Yes.
Okay.
Then you end up having the Indiana Pacers as well. Remember, he beat Indiana with Paul George and Roy Hill, but I want to say that was 2 Eastern Conference finals with them.
If you got a healthy Danny Granger and a Paul George, that team legit.
The team was solid.
Then they struggled. They struggled against the Pacers.
They did.
Yeah.
Defense.
But that was what I botched though until we came back. But yeah, you're right.
And then Boston. I mean, you got to think about it. Even in those years, Boston fell off that following year because when Bron first won and Bron beat Boston, he beat Chicago in the Eastern Conference Final the first time. He beat Boston in the Eastern Conference Finals the second time. Then I want to tell you he beat Indiana twice those next 2 years in the Eastern Conference Finals. Then he come back against Cleveland the first year. I want to say he beat the Hawks. But then you got the Toronto train is starting to brew. So you got Toronto you're battling against. You had the Hawks. Then
both of them were number 1 seed. Yep.
Yeah. Then that next year, I want to say Boston is still trying to come up. But I want to say, did they beat Toronto?
That's the
lockout year.
That's Isaiah Thomas.
Isaiah Thomas is the following year when they lost to Golden State. But I'm trying to think who did they beat in the Eastern Conference Finals the year before that? I think it was Toronto. I think they beat.
I think it was Toronto twice in the Eastern Conference Finals, was
it? I think it was Toronto, but Toronto became a team in the East.
These teams were solid teams, but
yeah,
like straight. Like if I asked you this, who might beat in the East?
Who what?
Who Mike beat knees when he was coming out? Was D strong when he was coming out?
So who?
Charles Smith in the New York Knicks.
Hey, Mark Price in the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Mark Price and Craig Elo.
Hey man.
I'm talking about. I'm not making him. Look, this is what I'm saying.
He ain't the king of the East.
He's the king of the East because he's the king of it all. Like, I'm talking about the finals, man. This is another reality, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people, like when I travel internationally, like it's kind of like I watch soccer, but I don't watch it, right? But I'm watching the World Cup now, right? And I know I'm gonna look at Cristiano Ronaldo or whatever, Lionel, these people, and I'm gonna look and I'm gonna say, okay, I'm looking at them. They're on that stage. Like this is what they're looking at. Right? Oh man, like people in general, we're sports fans. People in general don't give a damn till the finals happen. It's like watching the World Series. Like they don't give a damn about all this stuff we talk about. Tom Brady goes and he wins. That's all they care about. And as much as we talk crap about Mayweather, look, bro, I show up and I win. Like, what do y'all want to do?
But they discredit Mayweather, man. They try to discredit that man.
But
you heard what Mike Tyson said, man. You heard
it because a lot of people don't understand the science of winning. And the science of winning takes a lot of dedication. Now, when I've been boxing for 4 months. When I went in there and I realized what Mayweather was doing to train, he get his flowers alone just for training.
So, Scray, let me ask you this, right?
Mike Tyson said it depends on who you're beating. Because he wasn't beating, Sugar Rays and Hagglers and all them. He was beating a bunch of
all right, so this is my question, right?
That's what Mike Tyson said.
All right, so this is my question when it comes to boxing, right? Because this is an argument that I make, right? And this is no disrespect to Ali and all of them, right? But when you start putting together resumes, right? Like I ask people, like, okay, like Ali is great because he screamed like you've been preaching this whole show, adversity and being able to bounce back. Mm-hmm. When we look at Joe Frazier, outside of beating Ali, who did Joe Frazier beat?
I mean, he beat a lot of people to get there.
I'm just saying, but who did he beat when you just gonna say, oh, I'm running out Joe Frazier's resume? The only thing you're gonna say is he beat Ali 1 out of 3. When you talk about Ken Norton Sr., outside of beating Ali, who did he beat? Now, when you go to George Foreman, he lost to Ali.
That's big though, because it's like, not to keep going on it, but like when the Mavs just was able to beat LeBron, and it was like they weren't able really to do it. You know what I'm saying? But they beat them that year. Jason Terry. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you beat the guy, like the Eagles beat Tom Brady, right? It's really some bullshit. Nick Foles and the Eagles beat Tom Brady.
Shout out to Nick Foles, man.
But they beat Tom Brady.
But I'm saying, but when we look at Mayweather, the guys that he beat when those fights were billed, right? And they're saying we making these mega fights. Because
so the guys that Mayweather beat, who did those guys beat then?
Man, you had Oscar De La Hoya.
Who did Oscar beat?
Mayweather, there was a few integral fights. There was what was it? I can't never say Zab Judah. That was
Diego Corrales.
So who does Zab beat?
I mean, I don't know. See,
but that's the argument Skinner was just trying to make against Muhammad Ali, though.
No, but I'm saying,
15 fights.
But these guys, if Mayweather would have lost to one of them, let's say if Mayweather loses to Diego Corrales, right, and he loses that fight, right, we looking at Mayweather, we might say, you know what, he ain't this and that, you know what I'm saying? Diego Corrales.
So what was Ali's record?
I think Ali probably, hold on, let me make sure, because I know people are gonna be looking at it and they're gonna be, you know what I'm saying, oh no, you're wrong.
I might be wrong.
I want to tell you he lost 5. Yeah, 56-5.
That's why I was 4 or 5.
Okay. So who is the greatest boxer Ali beat?
George Foreman.
For sure.
Who's the greatest boxer Mayweather beat?
Pacquiao.
Who's the second best fighter Ali beat?
That's touchy. See, that's
they probably gonna tell you Joe Frazier.
Okay, who's the second best fighter that Floyd Mayweather beat?
Oh man, I can go. I mean, we can go Ricky Haddon. That's a champion.
Haddon?
I'm just saying I can name him. No, I'm lying. Canelo Alvarez. I'm lying. Canelo.
He
Okay,
fought
who's the
everybody.
third? Like if
Canelo.
you go down, if you go down the
Canelo.
list, the gap is gonna widen though.
Yeah, it's gonna widen for Mayweather.
Who
You
but
sure?
Mayweather fought more champions than
Mayweather
Like he
fought
fought more all-time greats, like more great fighters.
I'm just saying it. They're great because they beat Ali.
the only thing that Mayweather didn't do.
Oh,
I honestly think out of everybody used just fighting styles, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think he fights Pacquiao 3 to 4 years before that.
Mm-hmm.
It is a little bit of a different match. That match
That's what a lot of people say.
that wasn't the same. That
But it would have killed boxing though. Like you had to have that round robin so everybody can get their money up. Like them promoters got to sell fights.
I'm not fighting this man. That boy taking steroids. That boy taking steroids, and I ain't fighting that man.
But
so they fought Skinny, and then did that uplift boxing? Because I don't think
no, but you had the round robin, right? So you got to think. So, who was Mayweather? Who Mayweather had that rivalry with, man? Juan Manuel Marquez, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I'm saying. Pacquiao goes, they 1-1. Floyd goes and fights fights Marquez. Bingo, money fight. Now you're fighting. Now you and Pacquiao are fighting the same people. You're getting money. Now you got to think these are $100 million fights. Every fight you have. So now Floyd goes and fights Ricky Hatton, takes him 10 rounds. Pacquiao goes and knocks him out. Bingo, did him. Floyd goes and fights Sugar Shane Mosley. Pacquiao goes and fights Sugar Shane Mosley.
They had them conversations before though. He clearly said, "Y'all got to get it right." And then because Mayweather, he would have did it. He would have did it that 3 years before. He was.
I don't think so.
You gotta take that test, boy.
But them other fights when them other but you got to think. I mean, just be real. Mayweather. If we just talk about money fights, right? After he has the Pacquiao fight. Really, no other fight really mattered after the Pacquiao fight.
That was the end of it.
It was the end.
He wasn't going to fight Gervonta Davis.
Yeah,
he's too old. Like he's not going to do that. So he came to a point where he knew, like, this Pacquiao, is that the last professional fight he had?
No, remember he screwed everybody on the professional bank robbery and fought Conor McGregor. That was the last professional boxing fight.
That don't count.
That's what I'm telling you. Everything else was a gimmick because there was nothing else to bring in money.
Last real professional fight was
against Andre Berto, I think. It was Berto.
Yeah.
So help me understand why, if they hadn't fought 4 years earlier, though, that would have killed boxing. Because boxing didn't. Like they end up fighting. That didn't,
But that was $1 billion. But Ma, that was by the time it built up and culminated.
So if you would have got 3 of those instead of 1, you don't think that would have been better?
I don't think it would have been a good 3 fights.
No, man, because you get to look at the Canelo and Triple G. Like, boy, they could have did that 4 or 5 times.
But that ain't Pacquiao and Mayweather though.
I don't think that's not what happened. I'm telling you what. That boy said that boy got to take that test before we get in there. He got.
Oh yeah.
I was good.
That cup, I ain't going in there and get my ass beat because that don't.
All right, man, Floyd, but like both of them are small dudes, but Floyd was bigger than Pacquiao. But I'm just saying, if you got a chance to bring $1 billion in before that fight happened, then you get $1 billion when it happened.
Pacquiao looked like he punched Mack trucks in motion, bro. He was hitting like that. Seriously.
But don't y'all believe let's say they fought, like you say, 4 or 5 years before, and Pacquiao wins. Mm-hmm. Y'all don't think those next 2 fights would have been just the greatest spectacle ever?
Yeah, I think if Pacquiao wins, it may.
Let's say if Pacquiao wins 1, Floyd wins 2. That third one is gonna be crazy.
I can't even go with like the box card. Like after he was 20 whatever and I forget the fight. But then like one of my people told me like, only way you beat Floyd is you got to knock him out. Yeah, you can't just go off of the scorecard because it's too big a business now.
Sugar Shane thought he was gonna knock him out
after that, but Sugar Shane had a conditioner.
Sugar Shane rocked him. I think on the second round.
Second round, he had him twice. And after that, Floyd was teeing off. Look, Floyd could have did Shane Mosley real dirty, and he chose not to do it out of respect for Shane Mosley.
Really,
man, look at the fight. I'm gonna tell you who he really did, man. Man, what's my man? Man, it was probably the worst fight I ever seen in my life, man. For Floyd just do somebody like this, man. Arturo Gatti. Man,
that fight.
Man, go watch the Arturo Gotti fight and the way Floyd Mayweather. Man, when you want to talk about, bro, I'm just telling you, Floyd is the best we've seen, man. I'm just telling you, man. Like he lost his knockout power as he got in heavier divisions. And I understand that people that want to see knockout. But when you just talk about, Scream talked about earlier, surgery,
No, don't bring that back up.
and just beat you and look at you and beat you. And,
the best we've seen in his weight class.
Yeah, I mean, I love Mike Tyson too, man. But
I'm just saying in his weight class.
Yeah, I mean, Floyd, I mean.
And then like when I went back through the career of his career, it's like they don't give Holyfield enough credit. And Mike is telling you that Holyfield is the toughest fight he's ever had.
But now when you talking about ducking, Holyfield ducked Mike.
Oh, here we go.
Holyfield ducked Mike.
Yeah. Here we go.
Holyfield ducked him. Damn, he ducked him. Holyfield ducked Mike. Holyfield waited to have that fight and with 94, 95. He could have had that fight. He could have had that fight before then. I'm not knocking
none of that. I'm just saying. But this is the thing too with boxing. You got to be real about it. And people say, "Well, I mean, do you think it's wise in your ego to go do something you're not ready for?" I mean, think about that. Like, yeah, I get the fans and all that, but I'm not ready to, because not a big part of boxing. What I'm learning is not just the power and the speed; it's boxing style.
Yeah, absolutely.
You get a southpaw and be like, "Man, I ain't never really fought no southpaw. I need about a year to study that or two." You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm with you there.
So I mean, Holyfield knew that, man, when I fight Mike Tyson, I'm gonna have to fight him. He's a close fighter. Boy, I know I can take some hits, but I got to figure this out because that boy might bite my ear off.
Don't do that. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. Hey, I'm just telling you, Mike, for me, like, and I guess it might be an Allen Iverson type deal.
No, man.
You know what I'm saying? But Mike, for me, man, like, I'm not gonna tell you no story. Mike Tyson might be my favorite athlete of all time, man. Like, I just love Mike Tyson, bro. Like, just
a lot of that is him as a person. You love his story, his adversity that he's overcome.
Yeah,
not necessarily in the ring, but in life.
Yeah, like I you know what I'm saying, Mike, Deion, like I love Deion as a I mean, I ain't gonna sit here and tell you I don't love Michael Jordan, man. I grew up on Michael Jordan, man. I'm just a realist, man. But
you got like most influential athletes, not even just basketball. You got your greats, and however we measure that. But then you got the biggest brands.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Ain't nobody gonna top Michael Jordan on that.
Michael Jordan, and then to be honest, I think number 2 might be. Let me think it out through. Might be Shaq.
Sports brand, yeah, he's recognizable. I mean, I think, you know what? No, Kobe's number 2.
Tiger would be 2.
Tiger's number 2 overall.
Without golf.
Yeah,
Tiger would be 2. Yeah. For people who play basketball, you know, for I guess if you're not a golfer, I mean, Shaq or
you definitely you snap with that Tiger.
But yeah, Tiger would be 2 though. Tiger was on top of the world. Tiger was putting up some numbers.
Hold on. Now. Tiger became a billionaire, lost half of it, and came a billionaire again, man.
Yeah,
and ain't won, man. Ain't won it. Well, he called a Masters about 3 years ago.
Jordan the Tiger for sure. But what Shaq has done is he's on every commercial you watch.
Every commercial. Every commercial. But that
I'm trying to see Bron on a lot more commercials because he about to, 2-3 years left for Bron.
I mean, but Bron
he's working on his game, man.
Bron touched the Billy though, man. He in the B-boys now, man.
His brand is, you got to put his brand up there, like.
I mean, you got to think, Bron on teams. He on teams now. He's owning other sports teams.
No, he's the brand. He's like basketball brands. You got Jordan, Magic, Bron, not in that order, but I would say like Jordan, Bron, Magic. Those are the basketball brands.
Yeah.
For black men, at least.
Yeah. And Shaq, you would throw Shaq in there too. Shaq.
Sure. Shaq.
Yeah, those the 4.
Shaq is more so built the most out of outside basketball.
Now football, it's Peyton Manning, hands down.
I know that TB12 is powerful, man.
I ain't saying it ain't, but Peyton
you
Manning
mean
on
like brands?
I think Peyton Manning, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Hey,
it's them two, and then it's Deion probably.
yeah, Deion just polarizing, man. Deion. One last thing, scream before you get out of here, man. They talking about Deion Sanders to this Auburn deal, and now they're saying that the way he did Truth University is gonna hold him back, man, based on Truth. How you feel about this Deion thing, man? For Jackson State and everything, because I know you, man. You hip hop, you are an icon in hip hop, man. What do you feel about this Deion Sanders thing, man?
Man, I think it's amazing, man. I give a lot of credit to Nick Saban and coaches who are coaches of athletes putting the team together, leading the team. But I think that this new wave and generation of athletes, they need more than just athletic leadership, if that makes sense. Um, we talk about some of the athletes that didn't make the best like life choices and that affected their career and their legacy. I think that what he's doing is, I think Dion is not a person. He doesn't have to do anything, right? I think he's setting the precedent of, okay, this new age athlete, no disrespect to a Bill Belichick or a Saban and how they coach, because they've done amazing things and they understand the blueprint of winning for sure. But you got to kind of personalize it a little bit to the point where you can have a real conversation with these athletes. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just priceless, and it also is a testament to, we forget, and it's not just because I went to an HBCU, but we forget that there's been a lot of amazing talent that came from HBCUs, and they need to put that funding there to make sure they support these HBCUs, because there's been some dogs that came from HBCUs, some real dogs. So I think what he's doing is more sacrificial, just opening the door for the future. You know what I'm saying? Will he take a big contract and go to a D1 school or go coach pro? I don't think he will, because he don't have to. He ain't hurting.
I think he owes it to his coaches, though. If his coaches can get big paydays, like these guys weren't, NFL guys. They didn't make the big money in the NFL.
True.
So if he takes an Auburn gig, that gets his guys paid. I think that's first and foremost what he wants to do. Like the kids are one thing too. He want to get those guys to the league, but man, he can't not take those gigs and have his assistants not make that big money. Or that's game changing money for those guys.
Or has he set his assistants and his staff up to go make their moves and get their money?
I mean, maybe you're right about that, but I don't think anybody will give them big time jobs unless Deion takes an Auburn or A&M or Florida State, and their assistants with him on that level, and then they can branch out.
The name recognition alone, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think those are the schools. You know what I'm saying? Those PWIs. I mean, when you just look at Deion, I mean, you got rest in peace. You got Dolph in the locker room. You got Key Glock in the locker room. And when you're talking to these black kids who, like, hip hop wasn't the main thing when we was growing up, it became that. All these kids know it's hip hop. They know this, and you got the guys. You had a game. Rick Ross is on the sideline. You walking out to Rick Ross. I don't think Deion can be Deion anywhere outside of HBCU. I don't think you can have the personality of Deion Sanders at Auburn. I don't think Auburn is able to adjust to that, because like Nick Saban, as great as Nick Saban is, as great as Kirby Smart is, the University of Georgia is always going to be bigger than Kirby Smart. The University of Alabama will always be bigger than Nick Saban. As great as Nick Saban is, you bringing Deion Sanders here, and you telling me now you got Key Glock, you got Rick Ross, you got all these guys coming in, walking into the sideline. You got Deion on the sidelines doing the band stuff before the game. You dapping up Scream, what's your man out of Cedar Grove, man? The comedian out of Cedar Grove, man. Desi. You got Desi on the sideline calling plays during the middle of a game. That shit ain't about to fly at Auburn, man. But he speaks to those guys' spirit. He speaks to the culture. And Auburn is a football program, but a lot of these PWIs don't understand the culture. They just understand how to utilize it.
It only take one, though. It only take one.
But
if he go to Georgia Tech or Miami or North Carolina State or something like that, it only take one to allow him to do it. And if he's as successful there as he's been at Jackson State, that could open the door for a lot of other guys too. not just the HBCU level. So it only take one. It don't have to be a bunch of them. Auburn may not be able to, might not want to do it. Florida State might not want to do it. It only take one though. Everybody ain't been in Alabama, so everybody can't afford to just sit around and try to be Alabama. So you got to do something else. You got to do something else.
I agree on that.
So
I think that if he does take the money, because a lot of people are like, if he does that, oh my God. But he's already changed the game. Like you can't go recruit the way he was recruiting a year ago. You can't. Because the young black brother is like
Travis Hunter.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't. He already changed it. So you got to sit down and actually talk to me if you want to recruit me, because I could just go to Jackson State or anywhere. And at the end of the day, the NFL ain't gonna be like, well, you have to go to Auburn or Ohio State to get drafted. No, them boys gonna go draft talent that they feel like they can make money with. So you ain't got to go to these super top tier D1 schools. And then the other part of it is playing time. I mean, there's some people that, in theory, maybe could have made it to the NFL. They didn't get playing time going to these big schools. That's the other part of it. So if you don't fit into the system the way they want you to fit into the system, like it's political too, right? Who represents you, all that type of stuff. And I think that he's kind of not only taking a dagger at how they approach young black talent, but also the politics of the whole thing.
Yeah, Skinner, you said something about the truth thing earlier. That was in Dallas. But that man is from Fort Myers. Let's say he go to FIU or FAU or South Florida, Central Florida. You mean to tell me they wouldn't allow him to be Deion? They ain't got nothing to lose.
Yeah, they ain't got nothing to lose.
Yeah, they ain't got nothing to lose.
Yeah, but my thing is at Jackson State, I'm the king of the hill. Like
he going back home if he go to one of them schools.
I mean, but
and you telling me Deion name don't ring out in the state of Florida?
Hey man, Deion ain't been living in Florida in 30 years, man. Deion a Texas guy now, man.
You think they don't love Deion in Florida?
Oh, they love Deion everywhere. They love Deion in Alabama.
And Deion gonna have the athletes in his backyard in Florida.
Let me tell you something. Right now, if Jeff Saturday could get a professional coaching job, Deion can go coach anywhere he wants to.
Exactly.
Now, Scream, not gonna argue with you there. If Jeff Sanders is a head coach right now, Deion should be considered everywhere.
The world belongs to Deion Sanders.
Hey, we'll take him with the Denver Broncos, man. We'll take him with the Denver Broncos.
Oh, you're gonna need a coach this shoulder. You got 6 more games.
Hey, Scream, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, man. But anything you got, man, coming up, man, with big facts, everything, I heart, what you got going on, Scream?
I appreciate the conversation, real productive conversation, man. You know what I'm saying? Always great to chop it up with some sports enthusiasts. And, just tap into the big facts movement. Salute to the Hoodrich family. And, of course, the Scream Foundation. That's my foundation that's near and dear to my heart. We're doing some great things for the young people. So check that out online, thescreamfoundation.org. And just salute to everybody out there, man. You know how it go.
Mal, man, you got any final words for the people, man?
Hey, man, it's about time we got back on here, man, like I said earlier. But Scream, good to meet you, man. Appreciate you joining us.
Jamal Harden? I knew it.
No, man. Hey, I ain't the biggest James Harden fan, but we'll talk about that later. But appreciate you joining us, man. Skinner, you already know. Again, let's do it again soon, man.
Hey man, just my final thoughts, man. I just hate, man, that y'all two guys don't know sports, man. It just really hurts my heart, man. That y'all see greatness in front of y'all, man, and y'all just don't understand what y'all looking at, man. But hey, man, Skinner, man, Saturday Night for All It Takes Battle, man. Make sure y'all follow the link at the bottom, man, and get your merchandise. Scream, Mal.
Subscribe.
Oh, definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. Subscribe, man. Listen to us on all platforms as well that you get your podcast, and also on YouTube for the visual content. Scream, Mal, we out. I appreciate y'all.
Yep, man.